Hi, welcome back. We're going to keep looking at our sketching for just a minute. Right now, what you can see on on your screen is the sketch I was working with a minute ago. I've kind of gone in and boxed in some stuff, added a few things here and there, made some notes for myself, things like this. I want a detached garage that's about 20 feet over from the house, connected by a breezeway. Basically, this garage, this is a relatively large house. We're going to go with it. Let's make it, it's probably going to be a 3-car garage, okay? And basically, I'd come over here and I'd put in, a relatively large bay and maybe have the side one stick out a little farther for ATVs at the back and a car at the front or a trailer or boat, and then have enough room for 2 cars here in my garage. And I'll box that in. Okay, don't want to notch out too much. Might even want an over garage apartment. Just because that way you can, have some rentable space with this house, or even if you have, a long-term guest, have them have their own place upstairs. Other thing I do want with the breezeway that's going to come across here, I do want basically an outdoor barbecue / kitchen. Okay, basically I want to be able to do, some outdoor living with this. Probably have that concrete patio extend out this way, bring it through. Probably put a pergola across here, have some shading. Normally, basically, this is going to be my west, and this is going to be south, north, east directions. That way I know where everything's going to be. So now that I've got that sorted out, I'm going to take some time. I'm going to go through this, and I'm just going to pause for a minute, and I'm going to turn this into a cleaner box drawing that shows me some window locations, door locations, etc. So hold with me for just a moment while I pause this. Okay, we're back. We're still looking at this, same floor plan. I've boxed it out. I've put some windows and doors in. I've got the room sizes and stuff in here. Now, you'll notice a few things I've done here. Like this closet, it's really only 2 feet across, but I've labeled it as 3. Biggest reason for that is I'm going to lose 6 inches here and 6 inches here on the overall length of this house. And then I'm going to lose about 4.5 inches for each of the walls right there. So I'm going to lose a little bit there. That's just the way I work. I just kind of round some numbers up and work them so that it makes sense to me. But basically, I've gone in, I've put in some posts in the house, a couple of beams here and there to kind of divide up the spaces, make them more livable. Giving myself some notes, like I want a timber post there and there. Sunken living room with some good carpeting in there. The pantry's in good shape. Downstairs, sunroom, music room. I want west or south-facing windows across those sides. Same there. I'm not sure if I want sliding or French doors on that patio, so I just kind of left the hole. Same with the entry door. It's going to have side lights, I'm sure. I just haven't decided if I want a double door, single door with bigger side lights. That's kind of up in the air. I've got a fireplace right here in the living room, with windows on either side. I'm picturing a built-in bookcase right there, opposite, on either side of that, so with the windows wrapped around, maybe a window seat. I've got a bay window on the front with a window seat in it. Now, here's my bay over here with the garage area. This is roughly 25 feet, I figured, across this way, and I went 25 across here actually it came to that point right there, plus I went another 10 for that, so we're looking at a 35-foot garage, side to side. So I'm thinking, I think that'll work out for us. This is roughly a 14-foot wide bay with a 10-foot overhead door in it. So you can see what we're thinking. I haven't figured out where I want the stairs yet. Probably would put the stairs for the apartment. I'm thinking have them go up probably somewhere in this area here, just to work it out so it looks good. Maybe have them come across. That would give me an easy excuse to have them come across, if I had them come across from here and go up for that apartment, so that I had a good block for privacy to back to my covered patio and my barbecue area and that kind of stuff from the street. Haven't really worked out driveway and stuff yet, but from here I'm going to start working on an elevation. So I'm going to set this over a little bit, and elevations are about proportion. So I'm just going to set that over on the side for a minute. And I'm going to get a couple of my tools out. One of them I use all the time when I'm sketching is an engineer scale, not to be confused with an architect scale for this. Sketching at this size is just too small. The other one I use is an old rolling ruler. Rolling rulers I love them. They make your life so much easier. Well, so I'm looking at my house here, and I know I've got roughly a 60-foot wide house with a garage that's 35 feet across that, and that patio. You know what? I didn't measure the patio, so we'll pull that down and measure that patio. That patio is 15 feet across, and let's double check the dimension on that. Yeah, it's 35 feet across that garage. So I'm going to say, okay, I'm going to set a boundary and an elevation here. So I'm just going to go in here, set my rolling ruler down, and I'm just going to lightly score in a elevation line. That's going to be my ground level line, and it's pretty freaking light to begin with. So like I said, I'm just working some of this stuff out in my head. Then I'm going to say, okay, I'm going to put some tick marks down. Well, first one I'm going to put is right here on the corner. You can just see it right down here on the bottom corner of your screen. I've got a tick right here, and then 35 feet over, which 10, 20, 35, there's my garage. Now, like I said, I've got a notch in my garage. I didn't measure where it's at exactly, but I'm figuring it's around 14 feet. It's actually around 13 and a half. So I'll just put my drawing back up where I can reference it. And I'll come over here and I'll mark in one that's 13 and a half roughly, right there-ish. There's roughly where my garage is going to be at. Okay. Now 15 feet over from that is going to be my house. So I'm going to mark 15 foot from there. And then I'm going 50 feet over from that. So mark this in. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There's my 50 foot mark right there. And then I'm 10 feet past that to the outside edge of my house. So there's all my tick marks. So I'm just going to start in here. I'm going to say, okay, back to my old rolling ruler. I'm just sketching some lines, pretty light. I'm doing a little bit darker than I normally do just because I want to make sure that everything's falling right here. Okay, so I got that one. And I've got this one. And just a second, and I'm going to pause this and do some other. Okay, we're still here. Like I said, I'm just kind of slapping in some lines and stuff, laying things out. This is, like I said, this is sketching. This is not perfect, not accurate. It's just trying to get a good look so I can figure out what I want this house to look like. I'm planning probably 10-foot ceilings in this house, just because, just because I like them. If I'm going to have a big house, I might as well make it. If I'm going to draw a big house, I might as well make it something that's worth the time and energy to do. As far as the garage area goes, you know, I like to put my slab in a little low, just because of some of the way some of the things want to work out. Biggest problem I have with mine is that I like to be able to see, you know, have some concrete sticking out of the ground, basically so when I have a door here and here and door here, that I don't have wood right on the ground level, right at dirt level. It just doesn't seem like it'd be all that, doesn't work for me. Okay, that sounds a little weird, so it doesn't work for me, but it really is just kind of a taste thing on my part. So I'm just kind of going in here, laying in some lines. Said this is pretty rough work. We're just going to sketch for a little bit on here and figure out what's where, figure out where things got to go. I do want the roof line at 10 feet above the floor. So if my roof line is 10 feet from my floor, so it's going to go up here, that means that my ceiling line in my garage has got to bear the same height, at least in this one. Otherwise, with them being connected, with that breezeway in between, it's going to look really funny if it's not there. So I'm just going to start playing around with this a little bit and see what I can come up with. Thanks for your time. We'll show you the finished product probably in the next segment when we talk about finishes and sketching on those things.